This is Shawn Bradley. A lot of people consider him one of the biggest busts in NBA history, considering he was a number 2 pick overall, 7'6". I was actually, when I was making him, I was fortunate enough to get the CPU to give me a 7'3" guy, so I didn't have to make as drastic of a change to the wingspan to try to compensate for the height. But Shawn Bradley had a pretty long career. I mean, he played 11 years and led the league in block shots once, blocked over 3 shots a game. Looks like, what's this, 6 times. So, he made an impact in the league, maybe just not what you would expect from a guy that went number 2 overall in the 1993 draft. So I used the 96-97 version of Bradley. He actually split that season between the New Jersey Nets and the Dallas Mavericks. It was kind of hard to pick which one I was going to take, but I went with the Mavericks because he spent the whole rest of his career with the Mavericks after that, and I think he kind of more identifies with Dallas now. But for the whole season, like I said, he led the league in blocks, 3.4 blocks a game. For that whole season, he averaged 13.2 points, 8.4 rebounds, shot 65% from the free throw line, and 45% from the field. He's the big guy, can't move that good. Everybody remembers Tracy McGrady dunking on him in just the nastiest fashion ever. Here's a reminder. If you go into Shawn Bradley, when you get this roster, don't touch the height, because if you touch it, you'll never be able to get it back to 7'3". So that's just another quick tip there. So, yeah, Bradley just one of them. He just had like no cool factor. He was like not cool at all. Just the most uncool dude in the NBA. I don't know. It's hard to put your finger on why, but it's just what it was. But I mean, the guy, you can't deny the type of shot blocker he was. And the other thing is, I'll say this. Of all of the guys that have ever been in the NBA who were taller than 7'2", so 7'3" and up, I would say, and that depends on whether or not Kareem is listed at 7. I can't remember if Kareem was listed at 7'2" or 7'3", but not. Okay, so even if you say Kareem, I would say Shawn Bradley is in the top 3 most athletic of the really big guys. The most athletic guy over that height I've ever seen is Ralph Sampson by far. But aside from that, I would say, if you got Kareem and you got Shawn Bradley, because Shawn Bradley was he could jump. He could jump pretty well for a guy that big. You look back at some of like the stuff he did at BYU, he could jump pretty well. His feet were really slow and he's not physically strong, so he kind of got bullied around a little bit. But attributes, gave him a 79. Obviously the shooting is just okay. Not fast. I gave him a little bit of love on the vertical, based off of what I was just telling you, and obviously he's a excellent shot blocker. But position average, I still gave him. I mean, because the reason why his vertical is a little low for the position average is because he's compared to other centers, not other guys 7'4" and taller. So keep that in mind. All right, and then now let's look at the badges. I gave him 5, 1 gold, and that would be the eraser. So that's Shawn Bradley. One of the diminutive point guards, but still a high-scoring point guard in the late 80s to mid-80s to the mid-90s. Michael Adams, 5'10", about the same size as Damon Stoudemire, maybe a little bit lighter, lightning fast, and he's also known for his unique jump shot style, jump shot form. Very like jumping shot put thing. I think I did pretty good. I'll show you that in a second. But I used the 90-91 Michael Adams, 28 years old, playing for Denver. It was actually his last year with Denver. His best years were probably with Denver. No, he did have his only All-Star appearance was with the Washington Bullets the following year. But I couldn't quite determine which version I was going to use, because the 90-91 version, I almost didn't use him because he only shot 39% from the field. And he only shot 30% from three-point range. He shot much better than that in some of the other seasons. But he averaged 10.5 assists this year and tied his career high in steals with 2.2. and he averaged 26.5 points a game in 90-91, which was his best season. I mean, his highest point total. So I don't know, kind of weirded out about this because he shot 8.5 threes a game, so he's definitely a 3-point shooter, but only making about 30% of the threes. So it was a little weird. So here he is, the 5'10", 100. What did I say? 178 pounds. It's actually supposed to be 162 pounds. I didn't change that, so we're gonna see that change right now, real time. Not that it matters in 2K. I don't even think it does. Yeah. So that's that. But here is the shot form I was talking about. If you look up some YouTube videos of Michael Adams, you'll see what I'm talking about. You might be like, no, he didn't shoot that way. But yes, he did. He actually kind of even maybe pushed it even more. So I had to go with Kevin Duckworth shooting form and then, actually have him jumping because he jumped when he shot it. So, but the only thing of it is when you do the dribble pull-up, I had to change it, though, because if I had did elite, he takes his hand off. So if I keep him at big or Lance Stevenson or, let's see, so maybe I'll just do the pull-up with, let's see. Which one will we do? I'll do Isaiah Canaan. No, let's do Trey Burke. More close to his size. Do Trey Burke. So this way he keeps his form. Because if I do elite, he loses his form. So we want to make sure he keeps the one-hand shooting. So got to change that one too because on the player is the post fade so he can keep his form. There we go. All right, so that's that. Very fast, lightning fast point guard. Just beautiful moves off the dribble. But he shot a low percentage because he's such a small guy. Also, that shooting form probably didn't help either. So that's that. I didn't give him any dunks. I never saw him dunk or a video of him dunking, so didn't do that. Let's take a look at the ratings. He got 12 badges, though. 9 gold, teardropper, microwave, dimer, hesitation, stunner, killer crossover, pick and roll, maestro, step back, freeze, interceptor, pickpocket. So that's that. Got 9 of those. But the ratings, you can see, only got a 77. One of the lower rated guys. But I mean, if you look at the shooting percentage, I kind of, didn't have that much choice with him. But I'm going to make sure the thing about it is, you know what, I think his passing accuracy maybe should be a little bit higher. But I'm going to tell you, he averaged 3.6 turnovers that year. But I still think the pass, I might have shorted him a little bit on the passing accuracy. I'm going to bump that up to probably an 82, just judging off of my, actually, yeah, I'm going to bump it up to about 84. That position average has been altered because of it goes by the people who are actually in the league. So I got all legends, so it doesn't necessarily have to be that high. But, yeah, I'm going to bump that up a little bit. As a matter of fact, I'll do that right now so we can get the new rating. Uh-oh, we don't want that. Bump that up because I don't know what I was thinking. Somebody must have called me on the phone or something while I was doing that. And we'll take the vision up to the same thing. Probably didn't have that big of a deal. It only took him up 1 point. So, I mean, he's not one of like an all-time great or anything, but definitely I thought that he should be over 80 when it came to that. So we took care of Michael Adams, and now it's time for the last guy. Last but not least, Manute Bol. A lot of people are paying attention right now. His son, Bol, is just 15 years old, 6'10" already. Manute was 7'7", tied with George Muresan for the tallest man ever playing in the NBA. Never much of a scorer, not even really a great rebounder, especially for somebody his size, but one of the most legendary shot blockers in NBA history. His rookie season, he blocked 5 shots per game, and he played in 80 games. That's a lot of rejections, man. That is a lot of rejections. That's more rejections than the dude with the bad breath get in the club. It's a lot of rejections. So I took him, shot 46% from the field his rookie season, only averaged 3.7 points a game and 6 rebounds. And he only shot 49% from the free throw line. So Keep that in mind. I thought I did a pretty good job too with the render. I thought it was pretty good. You can't make him as skinny as he was. Do you know Basketball Reference lists him at 7'7", 200 pounds? That is crazy. So I had to do the thing with the wingspan and the body length to make him, appear as long as he needed to. If you saw the thumbnail, and I hope y'all look at my thumbnails, because I try to put a little bit of effort into my thumbnails, man. But if you look at the thumbnail, he's standing over Michael Adams. And so I think he's got appropriate, height there. And if you ever saw his jump shot, he actually made some threes. In his career, Manute Bol actually drained 43 three-pointers. He took 205. He made 43 of them. Didn't shoot any in his rookie year, but I gave him a little bit of love in the ratings just because, he did shoot it at some point. So, yeah, obviously we're not talking about a stellar athlete here, so you don't have to worry about a whole bunch of dunks and stuff like that or crazy whatever. You had to give him some of those moves here and there, but yeah, this is basic stuff. So now let's take a look at the rating, and I love Manute, I do, but he got the lowest rating of any legend that I've rated. He did. He got a 71. But I just don't see any way how I could have made it any different. I just don't. The standing shot close could probably be a little bit better. Maybe about a 75, 76 or something like that. But he was not, just wasn't a good scorer at all. But he's going to be out there to block shots. That's what he's going to be out there to do. So if you play him, and then I thought about it, right? I put him on Washington. Georgie Muresan's on Washington. Can you imagine a lineup that I would have, or you would have him and Murasan on the floor at the same time? That would just be fun, just period. It might not work because you're going to have two people that can't barely get up the floor. But man, you couldn't bring nothing. If they can force you into a half-court defense, you would not be able to go inside at all because you got two 7'7" guys in there to block shots. So obviously I gave him a 99 on block, 99 in shot contest. So that's it, man. We hooked it up. So let's take a look at these badges. He got 5. Gave him 1 gold, which is obviously a racer. But he got some other stuff, too, that I thought made some sense. So now, it is time for the clue. I'm not going to make it real hard again. This dude was the originator. Now, we saw Zach LaVine do some dunks, and they were all amazing. This next guy is the originator of the East Bay Funk dunk. So if you know your relatively recent basketball history, you guys know who I'm talking about. He's coming in the next episode. I got 8 more left. We going. I appreciate y'all watching. God bless. Peace.